name is Norin, and this is Group 4. And for this topic, we're going to be talking about software development, mobile application.
So this is our team, me and Kelwin Kong doing the specialized on Android developer, and Norin and David specialized on iOS, and lastly, Chanreaksa is specialized cross-platform. So this is our table of content. We have introduction, and then skills and knowledge in order to achieve our goal, which is a mobile application. Also the roadmap and equipment and tools we needed in order to run smoothly on the application, and conclusion. So the first question is, what is mobile application development? So personally, I think it is we building the app, testing and maintaining application, especially on smartphones. And why we choose it? So personally, I choose Android development because, to be honest, I'm not a really big fan of iOS, and Android provide more features, and it's easy UI UX and easy to develop, and open source too. And I specialize only on Android because I don't want to do the cross-platform because it's provided smoother, and it also easy to debug, testing, and also the maintaining. Yes. So what's your thinking?
So for me, I've chosen a mobile application developer because of my strong passion and enthusiasm in the field. I am drawn to the flexibility and work-life balance it offers, along with the high demand and numerous job opportunities in the industry. Additionally, mobile app development present us with lucrative paycheck while allowing me to apply my creativity to build and innovate apps that create impactful solutions.
So for me, why I choose a mobile application developer, because today Cambodia is increasingly having a good job market on the mobile application development, and usually many people use a lot of smartphones and tablets to use their daily apps, for example like social media stuff. And I want to become a mobile application developer because I want to use my skill to create a good app for people to use with ease, not having much lagging stuff on the app, makes user hard to use, and also make user more easy compatible with it. And yeah.
And so my main interest is on app developing and specialized in iOS because I like the simplicity of iOS design. The UI design is simple and easy to use, and I want to develop my own app so that it suits everyone's standard and easy for everyone to use, with my creativity in it. And as well as the rising of the job market is getting better, so the high rate of getting employed is slightly higher.
I would say the same for me too. The mobile application development I decided to choose is specialized in iOS. So like what Kelvin and David have said, Cambodia is in high demand for mobile application or mobile developer now, and as well as I am very biased when it comes to iOS stuff because I like how the software work, I like how the layout, the UI interface worked, and I always feel like the minimalistic design and the simple design of iOS suits my what I like about UI in general. And for this, I would mainly focusing on the design and framework of the software itself instead of the back end. So I'm probably heading towards specialize more on UI UX designs in iOS department. And secondly is, as we all know, as time went on, as years went on, people having more access to phone, and like I said, the job demanded for it is also increasingly high as well. So there is a lot of field that you can go into as a mobile developer, just the same as any other developer, because in phone we have healthcare, banking system, e-commerce, games, everything. You can choose one. You can go to build a e-commerce app, a game app, a blog post app, social media app, etc. So yeah, I don't think it is one of the most flexible career path they can choose, and especially it's gonna be more flexible if you wanna be a cross platform development. So yeah.
So let's moving on to skill set and knowledge needed. So for me, I'm specialized in Android, so my main programming language would be Kotlin, because it's a modern language. It has the simple syntax than Java, but I would learn the basic and fundamental of Java too, because somehow in my career path I would encounter customer or company that's still using the old technology like Java and XML, so I would learn the basic fundamental so I can update or transfer entirely to Kotlin. And about UI UX, so I would learn UI UX design too, to like using Figma and mainly using Jetpack Compose. It's easier to maintain and also easier to design. So let's about the backend and APIs. I will use Kero, which is strongly support with Kotlin. And so also I would learn some mobile security to make sure that my application is high privacy, because I work as both front end and back end. So a lot of application I will do is related to backend, so to keep privacy from customer, also clients. Yeah. So another skill set I will learn is so app deployment and debugging. If I do everything, I do the front end, the back end, and I don't know how to deploy it, so it's like a waste. And also I continuous learning and problem solving. So if I would learn the app development 10 years ago, I would learn Java. But now the Kotlin is becoming modern, and Google strongly encourage developer to use Kotlin instead of Java too. So yeah.
The skill set and knowledge needed, me as a cross-platform developer, the programming language needed is like JavaScript and Dart, so I can interact with React Native and Flutter, as they both support cross-platform development. For the UI and UX design, Figma, as he said, is one of the best choices for UI and UX, and it's modern. It's Penyum right now. Next, popular. Next. Backend and API, there's a lot like Firebase, SQL, NoSQL, RESTful API, but me as a cross-platform developer, I mostly recommend Firebase as the backend and API for working with it. And mobile security, I have to have a good understanding about mobile security, so cyber security professionals can actually implement their security to make my app more secure, and there's no bug with it. For the app deployment and debugging, I also need to have a good understanding about app deployment, as it's the final step to becoming a mobile app developer, and you gotta know how to publish the app on App Store and Google Play Store, so it can go work. And continuous learning, and for me, continuous learning and problem solving is a very important role to play in my career, as I gotta stay updated with the industry trends and improve my coding skills, working harder and harder every day.
And so for the skill set and knowledge that I will be needed, first is programming language. Since I'm main on iOS, I need to know Swift, and I would like to learn about the basics, JavaScript or Flutter as well, and understanding more about UX UI design using Swift UI to create the simple design, minimalistic design. And for the backend and API, there's a lot to work with, like Firebase, which is recommended to use. It's easy to use, very fast, real-time database, and built-in authenticity. And I want to know more about mobile security as well. Understanding about mobile security and implementing it to our program will be useful to keep customer data secure without leaking it. And another one is app deployment and debugging. Like if you build your app and you don't know how to like deploy it, it's not even useful or everyone cannot use it. So like deployment skill is very important as well. You need to know how to publish your app on several platforms and know how to debugging it. And lastly is continuous learning and problem solving. After you're done with your studying, you still need to learn more to follow the trends that going like around, since everything is going really fast and you need to keep up with the trend and adapt to it, and improving your coding skill from time to time.
So now let's move on to the equipment and tools that we needed. So as we discussed it, some of us specialize on iOS and some Android. So I want to ask that what are the specs and equipment that we need in order to run a smoothly on application and also develop it. So what do you think about Android?
So for me and Heng Sok as an Android developer, we need a good PC or laptop based on your preference what you need. So for me, for Android, I recommend you to use Windows 11 Professional up 64-bit. And also I recommend you using AMD Ryzen CPU because AMD CPU is good for Android developer. It's based on my research on it. And also I recommend you use like Ryzen 7 up because it's stronger and faster. And the RAM, I recommend you use 32 gigs because mostly nowadays many developers use 32 gigs of RAM sticks up or more. And the storage, I recommend you to use like 2 terabyte for your development needs. If you're rich enough to buy more storage, just up to 4 terabyte or more. So the graphics card, I don't recommend you to use the CPU graphics card because it's very slow. I recommend to use a dedicated GPU for the separate GPU like NVIDIA or AMD, but mostly many people use NVIDIA, so I recommend you to use like for the normal basic mobile developer, or you just newly to it, I recommend you use 30 series up. 3060 is like for beginner, and if you're really rich, and I might recommend you to use 40 series up or latest 150 series up for your development needs as a professional one.
For me, I will be talking about the equipment and tools needed as a iOS specialist. So that is gonna be me, David Half, and also Desa also, because he want to be both iOS and Android. So as for the laptop and PC, this is what I get from one of my head department. He did mention about like what to choose, especially if you want to be an iOS developer, is using MacBook that have a series chip. So beside series chip, as we all know what happened in the incident of Apple using Intel chip for their Mac, do not get MacBook that have Intel chip. Do not ever. It is very slow, and you can get a better value buying series laptop instead. So depending on the budget you have. So and as for the storage, like Kelvin said, if you want to do it professionally, I would recommend you getting a 2 terabyte MacBook and a flash drive, because the ecosystem for Apple is very fast, and I would recommend you getting a flash drive instead of getting a 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte MacBook. And as for tool and software, as I mentioned earlier, or we mentioned earlier, is Swift as a native program language, especially for writing iOS mobile app. And if you wanna also do cross-platform development, the app that you want to develop in iOS and you want to put it in Android, I would recommend you with Flutter framework for writing cross-platform device as well. For the general roadmap, mobile developer first, the fundamental native development, cross-platform development. If you want to be at iOS, Android, you can just choose one. If you want to be cross-platform development, I would recommend you getting Flutter or Kotlin multi-platform. And for the key mobile development is UI UX design principle, management, networking, local storage, security, performance optimization, testing. You can also check that more, do research more in Google. I would highly recommend you to do so. And second one is try to build or publish a real app. Like think of one app. Start simple. You can make an app like as a calendar, as a to-do list. Start simple app. Try to deploy it, test it. debug it, make sure it works for not only you but for other people as well, and gradually move to more complex app. Let's say a blog post, a e-commerce app, or a games app, and publish those app. The last roadmap I would like to focus is stay updated. Like I said, if you want to be a good developer, you need to understand the trend, you need to follow the trend. You need to have this mindset of like, oh, I need to learn this. I need to keep updated of what programming language I should use, what framework I should use, security, etc. All of that skills that you need to adapt in this ever-changing climate. And lastly is join communities. If you have skills, you have the ability to do so, try contribute back to your society, like especially from where we're from. We are from Cambodia, right? And we as of now we try to contribute what we need to know, what we know, especially in tech area. We can help do charity work, go around public school, developing app, giving them app or technology, etc. So this include like contribute to open source project, or you can also join like GitHub for international communities and Stack Overflow as well. So that will be the general roadmap you can use as a mobile developer. And so next is the roadmap courses in PAU. So this is basically a personalized course in Paragon curriculum for CS, especially if you want to be a mobile developer. So basically I get all of this from one of my senior. I would like to credit to him. And so what he basically said is, as for year 1, which is freshman, you just do your foundation year curriculum. You don't have to think too much, because as first year you can't choose your courses yet. And moving on to year 2 is sophomore. So I would like to divide it into 2, which is core course, which is mandatory, and department elective, which is recommended. So the core course, you can check it in either in your app or website if you have an account or you will study here. And for department elective, I would like to just briefly talk about it, just briefly explain or like said. First is the CS-128, web design and development. You only have one, and that's it. And year 3 is junior. Again, core course mandatory. Check in the app. As for department elective, for year 3 we have a lot of department electives, so I would highly recommend you be more varied, be more focused, or like start being do what you want to do in junior year, because that year will be important. So for department elective, we have CS-426, which is cloud computing, CS-361, developing mobile application. The third one is software engineering. Fourth, advanced database management, and the lastly is system management and administration. So all of these courses will help you to essentially know all the skill and knowledge to develop an app or implementing application or developing mobile app, whether it be Android or iOS. And lastly is senior year. So you're not gonna be doing too much for senior year, because your mandatory course is very important, because it is essentially a final year project. So if you are a mobile developer, to just use your final year project as a sandbox. You can basically make a research thesis, or you can make capstone developing your own mobile application.
To conclude, after you're done with everything, you still need to stay updated, follow industry trend, adopt new framework, and engage with other developer community to gain more knowledge or learn from others that you don't know. And since everything is moving really fast, adopting to new framework or following the trends, as well as learning the trend, is also useful. And lastly is advancing your career, contribute your knowledge or skill to the main thing that you are specialized in, explore leadership roles, and just like focus on your main specialist role. So lastly, if like the app development does not work, there's a plan B. I would be like a game developer. Since I like playing game as a kid, creating my own game would be very exciting to do, and like posting it to everyone to use it or play it.
I would say the same as David have as well. If this thing doesn't work out, my second career path is also a game developer, because I love games. I love how they make it. I love the way how like you can express yourself. You can immerse yourself in those environment, and sometimes, and I also feel like I want to create a game where like, again, I am from Cambodia, and I want to make a game where a place where I can show the whole world about this country, this our tradition, our culture, and hopefully make it to the international stage. And that's what I did.
So for me, if for some reason that app development doesn't work out for me, I would do embedded system engineering, because I like how the way that both hardware and system work together, and also that as Norin mentioned, that we have cross app development like cloud computing, distributed system, which is also the fundamental and foundation for to building the software system, embedded system. Also, I also learned some fundamental and basic of Java, so it's easily for me to switch from app to embedded system if I want to pursue my career as an embedded system engineer.
So for me, my secondary career path would be artificial intelligence or machine learning developer. As a kid, I was really as a kid, I really like to automate things and do things automatically. So building a machine learning app or a SaaS, it will be a really good thing, and I really enjoy it. And it can create impactful solutions to Earth.
So for me, if my mobile application developer doesn't work, I might switch to a security engineer, because like during COVID era, I watched like many tons of technology stuff, and across the TV show Mr. Robot, I really like how the way like cybersecurity works, and Cambodia now need a lot of cybersecurity engineers a lot. So if I have enough skill set to become a security engineer, I might switch to security engineer if my mobile application doesn't work.
That's all, and thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.